Hey everyone! Today's video is Oddities update number 3, and if you're wondering why it's so bright, it's just so you can see everything better. So I know I look really contrasty, but hopefully this lighting helps to show you everything in better detail. First I will show you insects. So the first one I will show you is this Resin Encased scorpion, and it's very big and very awesome. Yeah. So that's him. The next one is a giant cricket. And he's probably one of my favourite insects. He's just so big. He's so cool. And there's his butt. Next one is a giant wasp. They actually had ones bigger than this, but I couldn't choose for particular reasons, so I got this one. That didn't make sense, but if I could have chosen a bigger one, I would have, but I couldn't. That's what I'm saying. He's probably one of my favourites too, even though he's a bit small. The next one is a beetle. And this one's really cool because it kind of changes colour when you turn it in the light. Yeah. And then also I've been doing a bit of experimenting with using bugs for art, or insects. So yeah, I made this. Hopefully you can see. But these are a group of moths and they're stuck onto paper from a book and they're having a little meeting. I also made one of these, but it was some bees and a bit of honeycomb, but that one is being sold in my sister's shop. But this one is a personal piece, so it's not going anywhere. Last insects I'll show you are a butterfly and a cabbage moth. It's going to be a little difficult to show you because they're so fragile. He had a bit of a fall, so they're not as neatly placed in there as they used to be, but can you see? I can't tell, but yeah, there they are. The butterfly was found on my walk home and the cabbage moth was found outside my front door. But next I will show you wet specimens. So first there is this one. This is Soviet, and she is, I believe, a silver eye, which is a type of Australian bird. I need to top up her alcohol, I think, because it's evaporated a little, but she's really cool and very green. It's a bit hard to see with all the reflections, but yeah, she's a bit like Fawn, which, if you don't know, is the first wet specimen I got, and she's a green bird as well, but a bit bigger than this. There we go, yeah. Next, this is Absalom. Yes, I named that after the caterpillar in Tim Burton's version of Alice in Wonderland. But I found this poor little guy lying outside of my front door again, and he had a little wound, so that's probably how he died. But yeah, it's really hard to see him, I'm really sorry. I guess it's because he's so small. But he's got really pretty patterns on him. If you want to see all of these in better detail, I have pictures of them all when I got them on my personal Tumblr, which is Captain Shroomicle, and it's got a little dash between Captain and Shroomicle. I'll put a link in the description. This one doesn't have a name yet, but it's a baby bird, and as you can see the alcohol's already gone really yellowy, so I need to change that. But if you can see, there's his head, and yeah, it's pretty cute and he's pretty small. Next, this is a rabbit eye that my friend gave to me, that they got out of a rabbit that they found. This is a blue crab. His name is Mr. Scuttles, and my friend found him on the beach and gave him to me, and I preserved him. He really pretty, he has all these different colours like pinks and purples and blue. He's so beautiful, like I really love this crab. He is so cool. Next one, this is actually 2 wet specimens in the same jar because one of them I already had and then I found it a friend. So if you can see, that one there, that's its little head, that one I already had, but the one on top of it I didn't, which is that one. And these are little geckos, by the way. The poor little thing, this top one that I found him when I opened the bin, and it looked like the lid had gone down and squashed his head, and that's how he died, and I was so sad when I saw that, because the little thing, he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and The last wet specimen I'll show you is another Waddle Bird. I know I already have 2 preserved Waddle Birds, but this one is really young, so it still has its baby feathers and they're brown, and it's so cute. So I'll show him to you. His name is Varlin. Ooh, he had maggots. I just realised. So I'll be needing to change that soon. So please ignore those. I only just realised he had massive maggots in him. God, that happens all the time. Anyway, hopefully you can see him. He's in there a bit awkwardly. But there's his head, like there, and his beak. And he's really, really cute. I love him. So now I have like a whole little Waddle Bird family. I have a mum, a dad, and a kid. So yeah, he's pretty special. That is it for wet specimens. So next I will show you mummified things. This is Rufus, and he is a mummified rat. It's a bit hard to see. There we go. There's his head and his little ears and whiskers and stuff. My mum's friend gave him to her to give to me, and I think he is just so precious. He's really flat if you can't tell, and I'm sorry about this stuff in the jar. I still need to clean it. But there's his little paws and everything. And I had to kind of snap his tail a bit to get him in there because it's so long. But yeah, he's super cute. You can see his jaw is like kind of dislocated, so it's like yeah, he looks all goofy and cute. Yeah, anyway, that's Rufus, and it was funny because not long before I got him I was thinking, God, I need a mummified rat. Like I really was, and then I got one, so works for me. Next I have, well, I'll tell you a little backstory first. I found a dead rabbit in my sister's town that she lives in, and it was like skin and fur and bone, and I noticed that I could take a few things from it. I took one of its feet that just mummified naturally. I know it looks really unsightly, and I'm sorry, it was really tough to get off, but there's its foot and its fluffy base, and there's its little claws. And then I have 2 of its paws here, like its front paws, which are a bit hard to see. But they're the bottom of the paws, which you can tell because they're fluffy. Then to go with that, this isn't mummified, but since the rabbit still had lots of fur on it, I picked it all off, or most of it off, and put it in this jar. Here. But yeah, so I have some rabbit fur. And lastly, we are up to bones. So first I will show you what's closest to me. These are 2 either wallaby or kangaroo skulls. I'm not really sure because one is really small, the other one's really big, but it looks a bit different to most kangaroo skulls I've seen, and it has a kind of shorter nose, which wallabies have, so I'm not really sure. I'm thinking maybe the size difference is that one's female and one's male, because apparently male wallabies get quite big, but I don't know. So I'll show you the small one first. I might put the blind down so you can see it properly. It looks really crappy now. This is the first one. I got these from my sister's boyfriend not long after we met actually, which is pretty cool. I think he found them at a market or something. Apparently he bought them, so yeah, but that was pretty cool. Mum just came home with these skulls and I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, there's inside his nose and stuff. And I cleaned them and everything. They still had bits of flesh and bugs and stuff in them. But I really love them. They don't have names yet, and I'm thinking I might decorate one, probably the bigger one. Here he is. Yeah, can you see him? Yeah. He's really cool. I love his forehead. It's all soft and I just love stroking it. I would like to paint some runes on him. I think that would be really cool. But yeah, he is so awesome. I think he's one of my favourite new oddities. As in his nose and all his teeth. And something really cool that I noticed about his teeth was that one here is missing, because if you look, there's those 2 front ones, and this one has like 2 sections to it. This one only has 1, and then over there where the other part would be is just bone, which is really cool. I like odd stuff like that. It's skull, I will show you. Ooh, my hair skull. I'm in the process of decorating him, so yeah. He was a roadkill hare. So his skull was pretty much shattered and I needed to put it all back together, so there's bits missing. And he also has missing teeth. And the rest of his skeleton is outside being cleaned, but when I put it all together, I'm going to base him off of the March hare from Alice in Wonderland. So I've named him Marchie. Yep. And this is just really awesome because if you don't know, hares are one of my favourite animals. I love them. So having the skull of one is really, really special to me. The next skull that I will show you is a pigeon skull. I found this with my friend when we were at the creek. We found a whole heap of bird bones and bird skulls, and this was one of them. And he's really cool. I think pigeons have such derpy skulls and I love it. The next bird skull I think is from a type of blackbird, but I'm not really entirely sure. I haven't glued his jaw on yet, so I'm having a bit of trouble. But there he is. This next skull might be a little bit hard to see because it's from a mouse, so it's super, super tiny. There he is, little baby. I found him at the creek as well with my friend. And he is so cute. Love rodents. Next is a fox tooth. I was cleaning a fox skull that I got from a market that I was going to decorate and sell, and one of its teeth fell out, and it has a really interesting thing going on with its roots. It's only like a minor thing, but I thought it was cool, so I kept it. But it's a molar, I'm pretty sure. Hopefully you can see, but there. You can see there's this main root, and then there's this little tiny one that's growing off of it, which I think is really cool, because I don't think that's really normal as far as I'm aware. So I thought that was cool. These are bones from a blue-tongued lizard, which is why I haven't put it together, because there's just so many ribs and vertebrae and it would just be too confusing. So maybe when I get better at articulation I might try to put it together, but I don't know how likely that would be, because it's just, yeah. Next I have some magpie bones. There's the pelvis bone there, and there's the keel bone, and there's other bits in there too. I don't have all of it for various reasons. This is one of the favourite things that I've gotten recently and I'm uber proud to have it. I got this from my girlfriend. She kept some of her baby teeth from, you know, way back, and she found them and she gave them to me. Here they are. They're a bit hard to see. This is, hopefully you can see it, a lorikeet that I tried to articulate. This was my first attempt at articulating a bird skeleton, so it's really awful. The keel is on backwards and the vertebrae in the neck is backwards as well, and it's awful. But I did learn a lot through putting this one together about bird skeletons and their makeup, so it was still worth it because I learned from my mistakes and all of that stuff. This is Pirate. He is a parrot skeleton. I'm sorry, it's so hard to see him, but yeah, he's a parrot and he's got all his treasure and everything, and he's got a little bandana like a pirate, and he's got a little thingy in his eye, which I thought was cool. It came from a clock, I think, so yeah. And he's wearing a necklace and cool stuff. He was missing a foot, so I put a little nubby thing on it like pirates have. And it's so hard to see him though, I'm really, really sorry. Okay, wow, that's the best that you're gonna see him. I have to be this far away for you to see him properly. I might crop this so you can see it a bit better, but it's gonna be blurry and I'm sorry in advance. I need a better camera, I know. Yep, that's my parrot, Mabry. She is a rat skeleton. Contrast as being funny. Sorry about that. But anyway, yeah, this is my rat, and I think it's a huge improvement from the last rat that I put together. I actually had to improvise a lot with this. There was so many sections missing. So I actually made the feet out of bird bones, and I added bones from other rats to make the tail and some of the vertebrae and legs. I even took a bird femur for that leg, which is why it's on backwards. I think it's really cool and I'm really proud of how this turned out. Anyway, I'm sorry the contrast is really crazy at the moment. It's really annoying. But again, if you want to see better photos of these, they're all on my Tumblr. Here's all of my oddities that I've gotten since my last update. And I hope you enjoyed seeing them, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!